December 2012 and the Olmec calendar. December 2012 will begin a new age according to the Maya calendar. The last great age for the Mayan calendar was either 3113 BC or 3373 BC, depending on which system of calculation you use to correlate Mayan dates to the Gregorian calendar we use today. Some researchers believe the Olmec introduced many cultural items to Mexico, including temple building and writing. In this video, we will look at the influence of the Olmec on Mesoamerican calendrics. Formerly, we only knew about the Mesoamerican calendrics based on the Mayan calendar. Although researchers have focused on the Maya to understand the calendar in Mesoamerica, we have some calendars dates found on Mesoamerican monuments. Many of these calendar dates have been recorded by M.S. Edmondson in the Book of the Year, Middle American Calendrical Systems. The Middle American calendars are based on Olmec calendrics. The Olmec calendars originated in Africa among the Malinki Bambara ancestors of the Olmec people. The Middle American calendars are based on the long count. Although researchers base their interpretation of calendar dates on the long count, there are two different methods used to correlate the long count to the Gregorian calendar. As a result, we can get two different correlations for calendar dates. We therefore have two different correlations for the calendar round date of 4 Ahu 8 Chunku, which gives a Gregorian date of 13 August 3113 BC or October 4th 3373 BC for the origination of the Middle American calendars. This indicates that the Maya long count is not easy to compute. Bernal makes it clear that there are two correlations used to determine long count dates. Bernal wrote, and I quote, "With such a system, no problem should arise in correlating Maya dates with our own. But unfortunately, full long count notations were abandoned toward the end of the Classic period. Although the matter has been thoroughly studied, scholars have not reached a definite solution, and a number of correlations have been proposed. The two most accepted ones, the others are mainly variants, are called correlation A and correlation B. For our purposes, the essential fact with respect to the two correlations is the 260-year difference in linking the Maya long count to our own calendar. In correlation A, a beginning point, certainly a mythical one perhaps, referring to the birth of gods, is fixed in our computation at October 4th, 3373 BC. Correlation B places a beginning point at August 13th, 3113 BC of our calendar. As a result, Stella C can be dated to November 4th, 291 BC, according to correlation A, and the 2nd of December, 31 BC, according to correlation B. Thus, depending on the correlation used, the date can vary. Clear researchers have arbitrarily chose which dating method they will use to provide dates for Olmec artifacts. Leo Viner, an African discovery of America, was the first researcher to recognize a Mandi origin for the Middle American calendar. Dr. Viner observed that the 13-month Mesoamerican calendar was based on an African prototype calendar. This prototype calendar is based on many calabashes found in West Africa. Leo Viner, in Africa and Discovery of America, also discussed the fact that the West African zodiacs are 13 months like that of Amerindians. This information is based on the work of F. Bort, who did a fantastic article on West African calabashes, or West African calabashes. Viner wrote, "In the first place, the central square contains the Mandingo tutelary god with his attributes and appurtenances. The numerical calculations based on 20 and 13, which is the essence of the American calendars, is surely be on African models. Here again we possess but the scantiest material for verification, but just enough to be startling and unique. The sacred calendar of 13 months and 20 days, 13 times 20 equals 260, is very recognized by most people who have studied the Mayan hieroglyphics. But what many people don't know is that this calendar was first used by the Olmec. And the Olmec people, in a sense, have shown their use of this calendar when we study some of the ancient Olmec artifacts. Let's recap. Viner noted the existence of a 13-month, 20-day zodiacs in West Africa, and the American sacred calendar is of 20 days and 13 months. Cohen Montgomery says that the 13-month, 260-day calendar continues to be used today in Guatemala and other countries up to today in Middle America. One of the most interesting Olmec stellas is the Moara Stella. There are two Moara inscriptions on the Moara Stella. Moara 1 inscription is the front of the stela. It contains a depiction of King Yope and two long count dates. Moara 2 inscription is a syllabic inscription written on a side panel of the Moara Stella. The Moara Stella has two dates, May 21st, 143 AD, and July 13th, 156 AD, based on correlation B. In this video, we're going to discuss rows 1 and 3 from the Moara Stella. The signs on this Moara Stella provide keen insight into Olmec calendrics. The first column of the Moara inscription reads as follows. Let's look at row 1. Thou sacred rising exists now. Thou art the pure protector, the great Dayo. The victorious and pure Dayo's pure birth was on May 21st, 143 AD. Thou art the sage Yo, thou snake. In row 2 we read, the pure house, the big hemisphere sepulchre or burial pyramid is a talisman. Pure King Yo is pure moral grandeur and a pure propriety. The monkey king, Yo, has much purity. The devotee is pure, to realize and hold upright a good situation. The king and governor is obedient to the law. All hail O Yope. In row 3 we read, the pure king, he has prodigious purity and virtue. The pure Yo, very much purity and virtue is due, Yope. Very much admiration for Dayo at this moment, the king. Lumatu Yo Yope. Hold upright, spiritual tranquility for the ruler, the cult leader, Yope. Once we look at these, it seems like a simple introduction to some of the events that took place in Yope's life. But when we look at this further, we gain some interesting insight into Yope and his existence as an Seijo. The inscription makes it clear that Yope was recognized as a god and the leader of his people's religion. To understand the designation of Yope as a Seijo is explained by Mandi traditional religion. And this is where we go to when we want to find out some aspects of the Olmec civilization. Reading the sign as Po Yo tells us that Yope was considered a powerful religious specialist, in addition to being an Olmec king. One of the interesting signs on the Moara Stella is the Lupi sign. The Lupi sign is not an initial series character, as some researchers have assumed. It was just a description of the potent supernatural power Yope possessed as say Yo. Yope appears to have had great knowledge of sorcery or Niyama. Niyama is the Olmec word for sorcery. To understand the prodigious power of Yope, we have to examine this designation as say Yo. When we translate so, it means say, it means foot or foundation. It represents the beginning of knowledge. The word say symbolizes beginning and advance of success and power. The say represents man's progression in pursuit of knowledge. Since say means foundation and yo is spiritual knowledge, say yo would equal foundation of spiritual knowledge. So in relationship to King Yope, he was recognized as the foundation of spiritual knowledge. A very interesting name. P.R. McNaughton in the Mandi Blacksmith's Knowledge, Power, and Art in West Africa gives us keen insight into Mandi traditional beliefs and helps explain much of Olmec social concepts and religion. Niyama is a co-power or special energy of supernatural origin. Niyama is considered a source of power behind every task. As among the Mandi, the pinnacle of potency is the knowledge of sorcery. Sorcery isn't important among the Mandi because, as McNaughton notes, for the vast majority of Mandi, sorcery provides a means for analyzing situations and a tool for responding to them, and these people can be quite open about their use of it. It seems as though, given the great statue and stela of Moara, that also the Olmecs recognized Niyama or sorcery as an important tool also. When we look at the transliteration of the Lupi sign, we get the following interpretation. Itakio ipokise, itakio iib, which means that the sacred rising as a vital spirit exists now. Thou the pure protector, or you art pure kise. Instead of translating the middle sign as ipo kise, I believe it should be read as ipo kilisi. The transliteration of the dot sign li, the lexical item li, is represented by the black dot inside the middle symbol. Since li is in the middle of the figure, I'm reading the say sign as si instead of say. Thus we have kilisi. Reading the sign as follows, ipo kilisi, we have thou pure secret speech. Kilisi means secret speech. Kilisi is a potent formula of human sounds rich with supernatural energy. It is Kesi that provides an object with Niyama. In relation to the serpent, snake in the inscription, it does not relate to a date. The Olmec term Sa means snake. Before the Sa, snake, we have Sejo, foundation of spiritual knowledge. I believe that Yope, Yepo, was a Sa Tigi, master of snakes. Among the Olmec, the snake was used in divination. The snake diviner studies the reptile's movements, which he mystically interprets to answer client's question. The Satigi communicated with the snakes for numerous purposes, e.g., to forecast future events and obtain secret knowledge, because he shares a supernatural bond with the serpent. The Satigi is recognized as one of the most powerful diviners of the Olmec people, who had the ability to perform supernatural acts. This suggests that Seyo, Sa, snake, may be interpreted as the Seyo and Satigi. In row 2, we read the following. The pure house, the big hemisphere sepulchre, is a talisman. Pure King Yo is pure moral grandeur and pure propriety. The monkey king, Yo, has much purity. The devotee is pure. To realize and hold upright a good situation, the king and governor is obedient to the law. O Yope. The monkey figure probably has an important meaning in this inscription. It may represent an emblem. Among the Mandi, the Sulao, or monkey, indicates the initiate's awareness of his own animality. This suggests that Sula 2 in row 2 should read, a king aware of his animality. In conclusion, it is safe to say that Yope had immense supernatural power. Thus his nickname, Sejo. He was also a Satigi, and thus could see into the future and obtain supernatural knowledge via his snake totem. It is very clear now that Yope would have been aware of the prophecies relating to December 2012. It is clear that the Olmec were aware that a new age will begin in 2012.